name is Guy Tipton and I'd like to introduce you to the FizzWizz carbonation system. It's been specifically designed for the craft brewing industry. So let me show you around it. First of all, we have the power supply. This is for providing power to the FizzWizz box. This is the FizzWizz box with programming buttons, an enter button and an on-off button. It also has a flow controller and flow indicator. And then the other important bit is this. This is a precision temperature sensor for accurately measuring the temperature of the beer inside the tank. Let's turn the FizzWizz on and see what it looks like. The FizzWizz gives us two options, carbonation or head pressure mode. To select between the two modes, you press the up and down buttons. Once you're happy with your selection, you press enter. So we've selected carbonation and I'm going to now press the blue enter button. The FizzWizz now asks us how fizzy do we want our beer. We use the up and down buttons again to increase or decrease the volumes that we want to set our beer carbonation to. Once we're happy with that, we press the blue enter button. It now asks us whether we want to pre-scrub the beer. Pre-scrubbing is really about whether you're happy that you've transferred your beer from the fermenter to the bright tank correctly. If you are worried that you might have some air, unwanted air in your beer, then select pre-scrub. If not, then select no, and then press enter. Now if this was all hooked up properly, we would then be able to go on and carbonate our beer. But the FizzWizz has some clever connect software and it will detect whether it's actually been connected properly. So when I press go here, it's actually going to say bad. Okay, let's go and hook it up to a tank and see what happens. So here's the FizzWizz mounted on the front of the tank. One of the things you should know about FizzWizz is it's really quick to install and uninstall. So this brewery has 3 bright tanks and they have 2 FizzWizzes. And they keep the FizzWizz on the tank from carbonation all the way to packaging. They can probably get away with 2 FizzWizzes for some time. They can probably have another 3 or 4 tanks before they might consider having another unit. The temperature sensors are all completely interchangeable, so each tank can have a temperature sensor installed and any temperature sensor will work with any FizzWizz. So anyway, let's talk about installing it. I've got some bits dangling from the bottom of this FizzWizz. The first bit we're going to talk about is this thin pipe. This thin pipe is labelled stone, and you'll see that I've got a check valve here, and then this brewery have put a quick connect on the end of it. So the quick connect quickly connects to the stone, just like that. The next pipe is the arm pipe. It's labelled arm on the FizzWizz, and this is going to connect to the arm. And the arm is where the old analog pressure sensor is. This is what you used to read before FizzWizz. This is where you used to read the pressure. You used to have to check this every half an hour. Those days are over. The arm goes to the headspace, and ultimately it's the headspace where the FizzWizz is going to calculate what the holding pressure needs to be to carbonate the beer correctly. So this is now going to connect to the arm, like this. And now we have to install the temperature sensor. The temperature sensor is very thin. The actual end of the temperature sensor is just under 1/4 inch, but all these wires here are much smaller. And the idea is that if you only have one thermowell, that you can slide the thermocouple wires inside the same thermowell. So you can have your temperature sensor for closely monitoring the temperature of your beer, from which the FizzWizz will calculate the finish pressure. You can slide them in that same thermowell as the thermocouple. So we're going to install that now. On this tank, the thermowell is around the back of the tank. Okay, that's installed. Whew. Okay, the last thing is the pressure in. And this comes directly from the regulator, and that just hooks into here. And that's it, it's installed. So all I need to do now is select carbonation, select my volumes, select whether I want pre-scrub or not, and hit go. And turn the CO2 off. So this FizzWizz now is happily carbonating away. You can see that it's carbonating to 2.4 volumes. The mode that it's in flashes at the top, it's saying carbonation, and the action flashing at the bottom is CO2 on. It's accurately measuring the temperature to 0.99 degrees C, and you can see what its finished target pressure is just over 8 psi. The rate, how quickly this beer will carbonate, depends on how quickly the brewer sets the CO2 flow rate using this little knob here. And how quickly you set that flow rate depends on the quality of your stone. And we have another video on that, and I'll post that later on this week, and you can see how we calibrate the stones. So this FizzWizz now, we can go home. And tomorrow morning when we come in, this beer will be ready for packaging. It's a chilly cold morning in January and I'm on my way to work. I thought I'd just drop in and see how the FizzWizz got on last night, see if the beer's perfectly carbonated or not. So let's get out. So we've come in this morning after a night of carbonation. Everybody's had a good night's sleep. The beer temperature is at 1.35 degrees C, so it came up a little bit from yesterday. The target pressure, the calculated perfect head pressure, is 8.42 psi, and the actual pressure in the headspace right now is 8.49. So that's within 0.07 of a psi of its absolute optimum. The FizzWizz is saying that's in range, and every now and then, as the temperature fluctuates, the FizzWizz will just maintain that or top it up if necessary. If the temperature comes up a bit, it'll top the pressure up. If the temperature goes down a little bit, it'll vent the pressure back off again, and it'll keep it within that 0.07 of a psi. It'll keep it within that range, which is way closer by 2 orders of magnitude than you would have been able to have with the analog pressure sensor. Okay. You happy with that carbonation? Have a look at the... Happy days.